Representative Jared Moskowitz was the first Democrat to join the DOGE subcommittee and has made it his mission to aggravate Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Our Democrat colleagues believe taking money from the American people and forcing them to support the causes that they support is the right thing to do. They don't believe in the mission of this subcommittee, which is DOGE, which is delivering on government efficiency. And that is a mission that has been created in this administration, thankfully to President Trump, and it is a mission that we are continuing here on this subcommittee on oversight, and we're proud of it. As a matter of fact, we are delivering government efficiency, and we are proud to let everyone know that we will be voting next week for actual DOGE rescission cuts that this committee held hearings on. And that is producing results for the American people, because most of the time in Congress, all Congress does is to create more laws, create more regulations, and spend more of the American people's dollars. But right here on the DOGE subcommittee, thankfully to the hard work of its members and staff, we are actually making a difference, and we're going to be cutting government funding, government spending, government waste, fraud, and abuse. And we will continue our work here on the DOGE subcommittee, no matter how much pitching of tantrums that we hear from our Democrat colleagues. We're proud of what we're doing, and we know the American people support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, for allowing me to wave on to today's committee under the rules of the Oversight Committee. I appreciate it, as I tried to wave on to a previous meeting and was barred. So I do appreciate you allowing me to attend today. You know, I was the first Democrat member to join the DOGE caucus in Congress. Took a lot of crap for it, by the way. And I did it for the right reason, because I thought government can get smaller, government can save money, and government can be more efficient. That polls in the 80s. Most Americans know that. And I thought we were really interested in the E part of DOGE, efficiency, okay? But ask yourself, what have we made more efficient in the 6 months that DOGE has been around? Yeah, there are things we have found that shouldn't exist. But name a department, name a system, name a service that this committee or the caucus or Elon has made more efficient. They said they were going to find $1 trillion. They fell 85% short. Look, government is inefficient. But the DOGE caucus and process was like, hold my beer. Let me show you what inefficiency really looks like, okay? The DOGE caucus hasn't met in months. It had 2 meetings. Congress wasn't involved at all in the process in the executive branch. Elon's gone, the effort's dead, buried, rigor mortis is setting in. I feel ill talking of the dead. I shouldn't do that. But I mean, seriously, the Newark airport, that is the key example for the American people. You want to talk about how did we make government more efficient? We didn't. We made government the Newark airport. And by the way, now that the national divorce is happening with Elon Musk, and I'm a child of divorce, okay? I mean, who's going to get big balls? I'm worried about him in the divorce. The children always get caught in the middle, right? And so I just, you know, if he's out there, I just want him to know we're rooting for him. Certainly, we've not made FEMA more efficient. The administrator apparently doesn't know there's a hurricane season. Wait till he finds out there's 5 categories. We're going to blow his mind. Nothing has been made more efficient by DOGE. No new technology in any of these departments. No lower costs. Hasn't happened, right? We promised to tackle the national deficit and debt. They haven't done that. They've made it worse by the big, bloated abomination bill, okay? I mean, Elon has turned on them, but he's telling the truth. The bill will add to the deficit, and it will add to the debt. And so, listen, I ask my colleagues, point to me one thing we've made more efficient. If you want to drop the E from DOGE, because we've not done efficiency, that's fine. We can rename it. We can always rebrand. They're great at that. But nothing has been made more efficient. Here are the wins for congressional Republicans. You ready? They're going to do a $9 billion rescission bill, okay, which they're going to get rid of Elmo, which the American people were clamoring for, okay, but they're going to add $2.4 trillion to the debt. $9 billion versus $2.4 trillion. And then they want us to cheer for them and give them a trophy like they were a 5-year-old at a soccer game. Everyone gets a trophy for their participation. Okay, by the way, these things I'm bringing up, Republicans themselves, including the chairwoman, have expressed their frustration that Congress has not codified anything at all. And so, look, it's interesting. Elon just retweeted this. When are we going to flatten the curve? It's fascinating. We're using COVID graphics and COVID slogans. This is the debt. This isn't COVID cases, okay? And yet, my Republican colleagues who have always talked about the debt and deficit, I went out, I bought the debt clock that Thomas Massey wears, $99, by the way. I don't know if that's a great deal, but, you know, like 2-hour battery life. He told me you gotta, like, if you dim the screen, it'll last a little longer. Wow, it's still going up. Doesn't seem like these DOGE cuts, right, or this rescission bill have handled anything with a debt or deficit. And so, yeah, look, yeah, Elon is, we love dark Elon now. Oh yeah, this is interesting times, right? And Republicans will say, oh wait, he was a patriot. He left his companies, he was doing the right thing. That's what they said for 6 months. Now they're saying, well, he's just mad because he's losing his EV credits. He didn't get his Starlink thing. They got rid of his NASA administrator, okay? Look, we got to do this together, guys, on a bipartisan basis to tackle the debt. I asked the Speaker to put a budget commission together to get Democrats and Republicans on a bipartisan basis to tackle the debt, but that bill should die. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. In the spirit of DOGE, I present to you 4 amendments that have over $900 million, some people would say that's $1 billion, okay, of savings to the American people. I decided to DOGE your budget. Even though the DOGE caucus in Congress is dead, it met twice, I know, I was there. It did nothing, it was never included. Instead, what we got was a executive branch DOGE program that fell 80% lower than their goal. They left the E out in DOGE. They didn't do anything that was efficient. They've not helped government become more efficient, just the dog part. And so what I did, Mr. Chairman, is I used the exact same metric that Elon Musk used. I just made it up. So let's just go with page 70, okay? On page 70, you want to put $700 million into the IT budget. I propose we make that $600 million. Save the American people $100 million. $600 million for computers, Mr. Chairman, sounds like a lot of money. My next amendment in there is on page 75. You guys want to spend $1.3 billion to hire lawyers. You guys starting a law firm? I mean, didn't Trump get like billions of dollars of like pro bono work out of all of the law firms? So what I propose, Mr. Chairman, is instead of $1.3 billion, we just spend $1 billion. How about $1 billion on lawyers? That sounds like a lot of money, $1 billion on lawyers. New cars. Homeland needs new cars. So you guys want to spend $250 million on new cars. I propose $125 million. Feel like they could probably get away with $125 million in new cars, not $250. I know cars are more expensive because of the tariffs, but at the end of the day, I feel like $125 million is a lot of money. And then this one's my favorite. I don't know if you know this, but you guys have $858 million, again, almost $1 billion, okay, of money to give out bonuses to people. And so listen, bonuses are great when people do good work, but $858 million sounds like a lot of money. That's like a $40,000 bonus to every employee in all of ICE. So how about $500 million? How about $500 million for bonuses? Okay, we can do this together. We can show the American people there's like a little bit of waste here, So I can help you capture, Mr. Chairman, $903 million. We can save $1 billion together. Show the American people we're serious.
Will the gentleman yield for a question?
Of course I will.
You raise a profoundly serious point in your inimitable way, Mr. Moskowitz. Well, the bonuses, that is a huge bonus budget.
Yeah.
What does that work out? Have you done the math to see what that works out in terms of bonus per ICE employee?
$42,000 for every employee in a bonus, in addition to their salary.
A $42,000 bonus?
Yep, $42,000. And I, because you and I sometimes are symbiotic, you're probably going to ask me, What is the average bonus for the American worker in this country?
Do you know what that is?
It's $2,500.
That's the average Christmas bonus is $2,500.
The average Christmas bonus, because Christmas is back, the average Christmas bonus is $2,500, but they want to give $42,000. And what I would suggest in my amendment is instead of $42,000, they get $25,000. That sounds like a lot of money.
Well, it seems to me you've probably hit upon the one thing we really could effectuate a compromise on, although I don't know that we're going to be able to talk to them about it, but maybe they'll just vote for it.
I mean, listen, if no one there wants to talk, bring in Comer. He'll definitely talk to me.
Representative Moskowitz has declared that the DOGE subcommittee is largely defunct. The group barely meets, and according to Representative Blake Moore, one of the Republican co-chairs, the delay comes down to a lack of engagement with the administration. In his words, there just hasn't been a lot of interaction between us and the administration. Trump has increasingly relied on executive orders to pass his agenda, bypassing the legislative branch almost entirely. The DOGE subcommittee, like much of Congress at this point, is being sidelined, purposefully. Not because it failed to deliver, but because it was never meant to matter. What we're watching isn't just dysfunction, it's the performance of democracy.